Hello student. In this lecture, we will understand the concept of multi-terminal HVDC system. In the previous lectures, we considered the performance and application of two-terminal HVDC system. So the successful application of this such a two-terminal HVDC system worldwide, and that lead to the power system planner to consider the use of the DC system with more than two terminals. It means multi-terminal HVDC system. So as the power demand is increases and generation is increases and power transfer from generating station to the load center which is very far away from the generating station. So for that we require the more than two terminal in the HVDC system. So the system planner, power system planner that needs more than two terminal to meet the power demand using the HVDC system. So for that, the develop the multi-terminal HVDC system. It means more than two terminal. So that is called as a multi-terminal HVDC system, MT-DC system. In short, it is called as a MT-DC system, multi-terminal DC system. So it is increasingly realized that the multi-terminal DC system is more attractive in many cases to fully exploit the economical as well as technical advantage of the HVDC system as compared to the two-terminal HVDC system in some of the cases. So after that, in worldwide also, some of the two-terminal HVDC system that is expanded into the multi-terminal HVDC system like 3-terminal, 4-terminal, 5-terminal, so that we can increase the power transfer from one end to another end in a reliable manner with the technical as well as cost effective way through this HVDC technology. So in this section, in this lecture, we will describe the alternative multi-terminal DC system configuration and basic principle of controlling the such system. So first we understand the network configuration, multi-terminal DC network configuration. So basically there are two possible connection scheme for the multi-terminal DC system. First one is constant voltage parallel scheme. Second is constant current series scheme. So let's understand one by one. First, constant voltage parallel scheme. So in the parallel scheme, the converters are connected in parallel and operate at a common voltage. So you can see here this figure. This is a parallel multi-terminal DC bipolar scheme with radial network. In the parallel scheme, there are two type of network connection. One is with radial network and another is with the mesh network. I hope you understand what is a radial and mesh. I hope all of you learn in the circuit and network what is called as radial network or what is called as a mesh network or mesh system. So here the parallel scheme has a two parts. One is a parallel multi-terminal DC bipolar scheme with radial network, and we'll see in the next slide that is a parallel multi-terminal bipolar scheme with the mesh DC network. So here this figure is the radial network. So you can see that there are four terminal 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that is radially connected. So this is a whole system diagram. So here you can see that is a generator 1 that is connected with the converter 1, at another place generator this one that is connected with the converter 2. So both these generators are far away from each other. So we require the rectifier at two different terminals at two different sites. Both are combined here at this bus, this AC bus, and then this one is the HVDC line, and at the receiving side, at the load side, we convert this DC to the AC using the inverter. So 3 and 4 that is the inverter, and here this is the AC system. So both the load are also very far away from each other. Both are connected with the common bus, common line. So parallel connections with radial system. This is a single line diagram, and this is the converter station connections. So here this block 1, that is a one converter. Normally in the bipolar operation, there are two bridges at one end. Here, so this block is operated as a rectifier. For a bipolar operation, it is a 12 pulse bridge. So you can see that this converter 1, that is nothing but two bridges, 6 pulse and 6 pulse. So this block 1 that represent these two blocks in the converter circuit diagram. Clear? This is a system diagram. Same way converter 2, this block is also a rectifier that represent the two block 6 pulse and 6 pulse, 12 pulse converters. So 1 and 2 both are the rectifier. Both are connected in parallels here in the system. So same way in the converter station, in the converter station diagram also you can see that both are connected in parallel. Converter 1 and converter 2. Both are act as a rectifier. And this is the DC line. This one is the DC line. And 3 and 4 are the inverters. So both are connected in parallel. So you can see that this block is a 12 pulse inverter here. Same way block 4, 12 pulse inverter, both are connected in parallel. And each are grounded here. Here. So this is a system diagram and this is a converter station diagram. And this is are connected in series in the radial network, and both are connected in parallel at the rectifier side. 3 and 4 also connected in parallel. So this is called as a parallel multi-terminal DC bipolar scheme with radial DC network. Bipole because here there are two poles. One pole with one DC line. This is a one and this is a second. So it's a two pole or bipole multi-terminal DC radial DC network with parallel connections. So this is a radial network. Next is a parallel multi-terminal DC bipolar scheme but with the mesh type of connection. So you can see here in the radial network 1 and 2 converter that is connected with the two different generators. But 1 and 2 are not directly connected. Here. But here in the mesh network you can see that both are directly connected for each other. Clear? At the bus. Both the generators are separated. Both 1 and 2 act as a rectifier. Here 1 is also connected with the 3. 2 is also connected with the 3. 2 connected with the 4. Clear? But that is not possible in the radial network. 1 and 2 are connected with the 3 and 4 directly. So this is a radial network. So here this is a mesh connection. Same way this is a system diagram and this is a converter station diagram. So in the converter station diagram you can see that there is a converter 1. This block is represented by here. These two blocks, 12 pulse converter. This converter 2, this rectifier 2 that is represented by this block. 3 that is represented by this two block, and 4 that is represented by these two blocks. So converter 1 and 2 is connected. So you can see that converter 1 and 2 both are connected here through this line. 2 is connected with the 3. So you can see that 2 and 3 also connected here. Then 2 and 4 is connected. You can see that 2 and 4 is connected through the line. So 2 and 4 is also connected. 1 and 3 connected. So 1 and 3 also connected. So it is a bipole. Upper is a positive pole, lower negative pole. So it is a parallel multi-terminal DC bipolar scheme with mesh type of connection. Yeah. This is a system diagram and this is a converter station connection. So I hope you understand the difference between the parallel radial network and parallel multi-terminal DC mesh network. This is a connection diagram. Then third one is the third configuration. You can see that constant current series scheme. Yeah. Up to this we see this constant voltage parallel scheme. Parallel scheme there are two category. One is parallel anti-DC bipolar radial and parallel multi-terminal DC bipolar mesh network. Clear? Then second is constant current series scheme. So in the constant current series scheme, all the converters are connected in series. You can see here. This is a system diagram and this is a converter station diagram. So here converter 1, you can see that the current direction from converter 1 to converter 2. You can see that. This is the direction is from 1 to 2. Same way converter 2 to converter 3 current is flowing. Then 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. So this is a series connection of converters. Clear? And converter station diagram also same like this way. So here in this network you can see that at any one point or at any one converter station the line is grounded and it provides a series connection. So this is a series multi-terminal DC system. So majority of the studies has proposed the application of multi-terminal DC that have considered generally the parallel configuration with radial type of connections. Because you can see that in the mesh network, you require the more number of lines, as well as require the greater length of the DC cables, so that overall cost of the mesh network becomes very high as compared to the parallel type of the radial network. So generally, uh, in the actual practice, to prefer the multi-terminal bipolar radial network, clear, because of the economical point of view. Then consideration of series connected scheme. This series connected scheme, that is generally preferred when we provide the tapping, and this tapping with small power, like less than 20% of the total HVDC power capability. So whenever we require the tapping in the series connection, at that time we use these type of connections. So generally it is conferred the application with the small power taps, and this power is less than 20%. At that time it is more economical to operate at higher current and lower voltage than for a full voltage tap at full voltage and reduced current. So in a series tap, the voltage rating of this DC line, that is proportional to the power capacity of the tap. Clear? So whatever the power tap require in the series of this connection, based on that voltage rating of this DC cable is decided. Any specific multi-terminal DC system application will require the special needs to determine the preferred network configuration. But in general, the parallel scheme is widely accepted for most of the practical scheme because of the fewest operational problems with the parallel scheme as compared to the series connected scheme. So it results that the line losses are less in the parallel lines, and it is easier to control and offer the more flexibility for the future extension in the parallel scheme as compared to the series connection scheme. So that's why generally MTDC systems are provided with the parallel schemes. In rare cases, only this provide the series connection scheme. The next topic is the control of multi-terminal DC system. So first we understand the control of parallel connected system. So the basic control principle of the multi-terminal DC system is same as the general two-terminal HVDC system. So as we know that in the two-terminal HVDC system, the control characteristic of the converter, that is composed of the two segment. One is operated in constant current mode and another is operated in constant firing angle mode. Clear? Or you can say that constant extinction angle in the inverter case and constant ignition angle in case of the rectifier. So only two mode if any converter is operated. And additional optional like constant voltage segment, we can also include it like constant voltage control mode, beta control mode, as well as you can also add the voltage dependent current order limit VDCOL. But this is the optional control mode. But basically there are two control only, constant current and constant firing angle control. In the constant firing angle control, there are two control. For rectifier, it is constant ignition angle, and in inverter, it is a constant extinction angle control. Clear? So the converter characteristic in the multi-terminal HVDC system with the DC network condition that establish the operating point of the system. So there is a common point exists where the converter control characteristic must intersect with the DC network. So at that point the empty DC terminal will operate. So let's understand the parallel connected system control of multi-terminal DC system. So in parallel connected system, one of the terminal that established to operating the voltage of the DC system, and all other terminal operate on constant current control mode. So suppose there is a 4-terminal DC system, as we have seen in the multi-terminal parallel DC system, there are 4 converters, 1 and 2 is the rectifier, and 3 and 4 act as the inverters. Clear? So out of this 4 converter, one converter is operating the voltage of the DC system, and all other terminal means all other converter operates in constant current mode. Clear? Because this is a parallel connected mode, so we require the constant voltage. So that is achieved by using only one converter, and constant current that is achieved by the other 3 converter. So voltage setting terminal of is the one with is the smallest voltage. So it means here the suppose either the rectifier on a CIA control mode operates or inverter in the constant extinction angle control. to maintain the voltage level. Clear? Generally, the rectifier is operate in the voltage control mode and to maintain the voltage of the DC system. So suppose here the VI characteristic for the 4-terminal DC system, we see the next slide here. So there are 4 characteristics for 4 converters. So there are rectifier 1 and 2, then inverter 1 and 2. So inverter 1 means converter 3, inverter 2 means converter 4. So rectifier 1 and 2, it means converter 1 and 2, that is operated as a rectification mode. So you can see that here the rectifier that is operating constant ignition angle mode. You can see that here this is a constant voltage line because it is a parallel operation mode. So voltage is remain constant. So here this converter 1 or rectifier 1 that is operating constant ignition angle. So when rectifier is operating constant ignition angle, it means that is operate in the voltage control mode. So here that is operating voltage control mode, rectifier 1. So rest of the converter, you can see that rectifier 2 that is operated in constant current, inverter 1 or inverter 2 that also operate in constant current. You can see the intersecting point in the CC line. It means constant current lines. Here is also intersecting point of the with the CC line, constant current line. Here also intersecting point with the constant current line. But here this intersecting point is with the constant ignition angle. It means here this converter 1 or rectifier 1 that is operating constant voltage mode, or we can say that this rectifier 1 is used to maintain the DC voltage in the HVDC system. So this is the individual VI characteristic of 4 converters. Now combine all these 4 converter characteristics and then we make the overall characteristics. So you can see that this one is B figure, that is the overall characteristics. So you can see that the current setting, constant current order of the rectifier 1 that is higher than the current control setting of the rectifier 2. So when we combine this rectifier 1 and rectifier 2 characteristics, so that becomes like this way. You can see that this line in the overall characteristic, here this point is down because the current setting of rectifier 2 comes first. After that, current setting of the rectifier 1 comes here. It means I1 is greater than I2. So first I2 comes here, then this constant ignition angle control mode up to this I1 plus I2, because this is the addition of I1 and I2. It means rectifier 1 and rectifier 2 characteristics. So this is a combined rectifier characteristic, this line. And same way the combined inverter characteristic. So this one is combined inverter characteristics. So this is I3 plus I4, current margin of combined inverter characteristic. Current margin is I3 I4 and combined rectifier current margin is I1 plus I2. So obviously the rectifier current margin is more than the inverter current margin, and the current margin is IM. You can see here. This is same like a general 2-terminal HVDC system. So this is a control characteristic of parallel connected empty DC system. So you can see that here this rectifier 1 is operated in CIA mode. So the assume that here you can see that is assume that rectifier 1 is the voltage setting terminal. It means in the CIM mode. So it means that keep changing the firing angle. So tape changer is used to keep the angle within the desired range, because when it is operated in CIM mode, you have to maintain the certain minimum value of firing angle alpha, which is nothing but 5 degree. So if you require the decrease in the voltage, so you require to reduce the increase the firing angle. But the firing angle is must be within the desired range. So for that you require the tape changer operation to keep this angle within the desired range. To maintain the stable control operation, a positive current margin must be maintained. So that we have provided. You can see that positive current margin between converter 1 and converter 2, that is provided. And rest of this converter 2, 3 and 4 converter that is operated in the constant current modes. So here this is a general overall characteristic. So you can see that here we not add the VDCOL characteristic, voltage dependent current order limit, that is for the simplicity. So here it is assumed that the 2 terminals Two of the terminals are operating as a rectifier, that we can see that 1 and 2, and two terminals are act as an inverter. So characteristics are seen, that is for the one pole, and for the simplicity here, the VDCOL means voltage dependent current order limits are not shown here. It is assumed that each terminal has only two modes of operation, one is CC and another is CEA. If it is an inverter, if it is a rectifier, then it is a CIA, constant ignition angle. And also voltage control option is not considered here. It means constant voltage control also option is not considered here. So this is the optional control, like constant voltage control, beta control, and voltage dependent current order limit. So these are the optional control. So that is provided whenever it is requirement. But this is a general basic characteristic of parallel connected MTDC system. The inverter is operated in the voltage controlling station, then it is very difficult or unable to control the current at its terminal in the event of system disturbance or the load changes. Why it is happen? Because suppose inverter is operated in constant voltage mode or voltage controlling mode, then it's not possible to control the current during the during the dynamic load condition or load changing condition. So at that time the disconnection of the current controlled inverter will require to reallocation of the rectifier current setting to prevent the overloading the voltage control inverters. So this function is required when disturbance happens in the system. On the other hand, if the rectifier defines the system voltage or rectifier is used for controlling the voltage, then operation becomes more stable as compared to the inverter operating the voltage control mode. So all the inverter current control, all inverters control the current and thereby avoiding the operation in the less stable CA control modes. So when this is possible, if the rectifier defines the system voltage, it means DC system voltage, HVDC system voltage, or we can say that it is operating voltage controlling mode, and the operation is become more stable in this case. So at that time, all the inverter means both the inverter operating constant current mode, that we have seen the characteristic, both the inverter is operating constant current mode and rectifier is operating the voltage controlling mode. So this case is more stable as compared to the inverter operate in the voltage control mode. The reason is explained here. If inverter is voltage controlling station, then it is vulnerable and inadvertent overloading. So it is unable to control the current at its terminal in the event of system disturbance and load changes. So at that time, what we require the disconnection of the current control inverter, that require the reallocation of the rectifier current setting to prevent this overloading. But if rectifier operate in the voltage control mode, then it is not necessary, because at that time it is operating more stable mode. So the voltage controlling rectifier is capable of protecting itself without causing overloading of the other station. So in this case, when rectifier is operating in the constant voltage mode, at that time this protect itself without causing overloading of the other station. And the system is less dependent on the high speed communications, and hence the system becomes more secure in this case. So in general, voltage control at a large rectifier terminal should be provide the better performance as compared to the inverters operating the voltage control. So following these four are the basic main drawbacks of this parallel connected MTDC system. So one by one we will understand. So first drawback is that any disturbance on the DC line or any DC system like line faults or commutation failure, so that affects the entire DC system. Clear? In the parallel MTDC system. Second problem is that the reversal of the power at any terminal that require the mechanical switch operations. Otherwise, it is not possible in the parallel operation. Third drawback is that blocking of the single bridge in a converter station, blocking means turn off of the single bridge in the converter station consisting of two or more series connected bridge, that requires either operation of whole system at reduced voltage or disconnection of the affected station. So it means that suppose that you can see in the parallel diagram, parallel MTDC system. The meaning is that you can see here in the converter station diagram, if you want to block the single bridge here, so you require either operation of the whole system at reduced voltage or to disconnection of the affected station. Clear? Otherwise, it is not possible to operate the whole empty DC system. Because if you want to block this line, or if you want to block this bridge, automatically your system is operated in the reduced voltage. Clear? So it is better to operate at reduced voltage or disconnect this whole affected stations. Clear? So this is one of the drawback of this parallel empty DC system. And fourth drawback is that commutation failure at the inverter can draw the current from the other terminals, and this may affect the recovery. So when a commutation failure happens at the inverters, at that time the current is flowing from the other terminals, so the system recovery takes time. So that is the one of the drawback of the parallel MTDC system. So these are the four drawbacks of parallel connected MTDC system. Now next point is the control of series connected system and its VI characteristics. So in the series connected system, as we know that all the converters are connected in series, it means that maintain the constant current. Clear? So for in this system, the current is controlled by one terminal and other terminals or other converters are operated in constant angle or voltage control modes. In a parallel connected system, one converter is operated in voltage control mode and another three converters that is operating in constant current mode because it is operated in parallel. Exactly opposite here in the series connected system, one converter is operated in in a current control mode and another three converters either operates at constant angle. Constant angle means constant extinction angle or constant ignition angle, or you can say that the regulate voltage control mode. So you can see that here converter 1, 2, 3, 4 individual characteristic, and this is a combined characteristics. Converter 1 that is operating CIA mode, it means constant angle mode, constant alpha, constant ignition angle mode. Where converter 2 that is act as a rectifier that is operating constant current mode. So that is used to control the current. Converter 3 that is act as an inverter that is operated in constant extinction angle. It means operate at constant angle, constant gamma angle. Same way converter 4 also act as an inverter in that is also operating CEA mode. Only one converter, this converter 2 that is operating CC mode, constant current mode, to control the current. Other three like converter 1, 3 and 4 that is operated in constant angle mode. Clear? So the overall characteristic, combined characteristic, you can see that here. When you combine the rectifier characteristic, it means combine this 1 and 2 characteristics, so that you can see that converter 1 is operated in CIA mode. So you get this characteristics here. And converter 2 is operated in CC mode. It means current control mode. But the current order of the converter 2 that is less than the current order of the converter 1. So you can see that this line is the constant current mode of the converter 2, that is I2. After that it is operated in the constant ignition angle mode. It means here converter 1 provides the control, constant angle control. So this is the current order of converter 1, it means I1. So combined rectifier characteristic is this one. Clear? Same way the inverter characteristic. So you can see that converter 3 and 4 both are inverter. So when you combine both this characteristic, so that combined inverter characteristic it look like this way. And you can see that current margin of converter 4 that is less than converter 4 current margin is more than converter 3 current margin. So you can see that CA of converter 3, then after it is shifted to the constant current, then constant extinction angle, and then converter current order of converter 3. So this is the combined inverter characteristics. So in this characteristic, suppose here the current control is assumed by rectifier. So you can see here in this figure, current control is assumed by or current control is achieved by the rectifier. It means converter 2. So current control is assumed by the rectifier if the sum of the rectifier voltage at the order current is greater than the sum of the inverter voltage. It means if rectifier is operated in the current control mode only and only if the sum of the rectifier voltage for the order current for order CC greater than the sum of the inverter voltage, at that time you operate the rectifier in the constant current mode or current control mode. The rectifier with the lowest current order that assumes the current control. So you can see that here converter 2 that is the lowest current order as compared to the converter 1. That's why converter 2 operates in the constant current mode. Here. So on the other hand, if the sum of the inverter voltage is greater than the rectifier, then inverter with the higher current order assumes the current control. Clear? Again repeat, on the other hand, if the sum of the inverter voltage is greater than the rectifier voltage, at that time the inverter with higher current order that operates in the constant current mode or current control mode. So it means at that time the current order, you can see that in the inverter 4, converter 4 that has a highest current margin as compared to converter 3. So in this case the converter 4 is operating the constant current mode if both the rectifier voltage is less than the inverter voltage. But when the rectifier voltage is more than the inverter voltage, at that time the current margin of whatever converter or whatever rectifier is less, that is operated in the constant current mode. So here you can see that the current order of the or constant current order of the converter 2 is less than the converter 1. So that's why you operate in the CC mode. Yeah. For a series system, the voltage reference must be balanced, whereas for all the parallel system, current reference must be coordinated. Clear? Exactly opposite in parallel and series system. Series system we require to balance the voltage, where in the parallel system we require to coordinate the current reference. However, for a series system, the coordination problem is not as critical as it could be with the parallel system. The series system allows high-speed reversal of power at any terminal without the need of switching operation. You can see in the parallel operation for the reversal of the power we require the mechanical switch. But here in the series connection for power reversal at any terminal we not require any switch. Bridge and terminals can be taken out of service without affecting the rest of the system. But that is not possible in the parallel system. In the parallel system, if any of the one bridge is blocked, then you can operate either at the lower voltage or you can remove whole bridge. Clear? But here in the series connection, if any one bridge or terminals are out of service, then that will not affect the rest of the system. Communication between the terminal is required for controlling the line loading to minimize the loss. Here in the series connection, we require communication to minimize the loss to controlling the line loading. So this can be achieved with relatively slow communication. So here we not require fast communication in series connection. The operation of converters in series requires the converter operation with high firing angles. So this can be minimized by the tape changer control and backing of the bridge against another. So what is the meaning of this sentence? The operation of the converter in the series requires the converter operation with the higher firing angle. But we know that there is a limitation of the firing angle alpha as well as the gamma. So initially we operate in the higher firing angle, but after that we minimize this by using a tape changer control and backing of the bridge against the another. Clear? So this is the meaning of this sentence. So again the drawback of the series connected system. So as the voltage to the ground is different in the various part of the system, because in the series connection you can see that the current is in the series connected system. Yes. So current is constant, but the voltage at the far terminal is very low because voltage is dropped in the series line. So suppose that the voltage at this point in the line is higher than the voltage at this point of the line, because in the series connection there is a voltage drop because of the resistance of the DC line. So the voltage at each point is not remain constant. So this is one of the drawback. The voltage to the ground is also different in various parts of the system. So for that, the insulation coordination becomes very complex and it is expensive because we require the different level of insulation at each terminal. So losses are higher in proportion with the lower voltages because current is higher. So Ascara losses are high. Second drawback is that permanent line fault cause the interruption of the entire system. So series connection, if one line is break, so whole series connected system is interrupted. So this is the main drawback of the series connected system, and because of that we not generally prefer the series connected MTDC system. And last drawback is that the flexibility for the future extension that is limited. So in the series connection, once you erect the DC line, you can see that this DC line that is operated at a particular current level, current value. Clear? So suppose you want to expand this multi-terminal DC line from 4 to 5 terminals or from 4 to 5 bridges or converter station, that you cannot achieve because once you design this cable, DC cable for these 4 converters, so you design that is for particular current, particular DC current. Yeah. And once you add the another converters or increase the power, then obviously current will increase. So at that current, this cable is not able to withstand this high amount of current. So it means that the extension of this multi-terminal DC in the series type of connection, that is a limitation as compared to the parallel connected MTDC system. In the parallel connected MTDC, extension is achieved very easily as compared to the series connected MTDC system. So this is the overall concept of multi-terminal HVDC system. I hope you understand this. So as you see that first we understand the why we require multi-terminal HVDC system, because of day by day increase of the power level and generating station are very far away from the load center. So two terminals are not sufficient to provide the power from one end to another end. Generating station are also at different location. Load centers are also at different locations. So we require the multi-terminal DC for the economical point of view as well as for the technical point of view. Then we discuss the network configuration, two configuration, parallel scheme and series scheme. Constant voltage parallel scheme, there are two cases, there are two types. One is a radial network, another is a mass network. In the series connection, there is also one type, series diagram, series station, MTDC system. Then control of this MTDC system, first we understand the control of parallel MTDC system, then its individual characteristic, overall characteristic, then its drawbacks. Same way, control of series connected system, individual characteristic, combined characteristics, and its drawback. So I hope you understand this lecture. If you have a doubt, note down this doubt, which we discussed the doubt during the doubt solving session. Thank you.